What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso or Espresso TK, whatever you feel like calling me at the particular moment. Today, what we got for you guys is a discussion on skill-based matchmaking versus connection-based matchmaking. This is something that I've been seeing a lot on all social media avenues, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everything that you'd see something regarding Call of Duty, anywhere like that. This is something that has been coming to light in the past, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or so. It's been something that's prevalent in the previous titles, but seems like everybody is only catching on to it now. So with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about that, the pros and cons of skill-based matchmaking. So let's start out basic. For those of you guys that don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, it pretty much takes into account multiple factors and adds them in whenever trying to find a game. Such things being kill-death ratio, score per minute, all kinds of stuff like that. Now, none of this stuff has been actually confirmed in Advanced Warfare. Whether or not skill-based matchmaking is even in the game, that's something that hasn't ever been confirmed as well, but it's something that is pretty much implied, because if you were to go and make a second account, Xbox One users, you can do this really easily. Same with PS4, you can use it and just get a free account and use Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, and your unranked account will get matched up against some randies and scrubs, if you want to call them that. You'll be getting some easy lobbies like that to start off until you actually start building a reputation in terms of coding wise, where you'll actually have some skill in you to be matched up against other skilled players. So that whole thing has not ever been confirmed in Advanced Warfare, but it's something that has just been implied and can be tested in practical uses to be proven so. But what skill-based matchmaking actually is taking into account those factors and placing you with players that are about your same skill, if not a little bit better. Now, that's actually, in theory, a great idea, because the only way to improve at a game is to challenge yourself and play against people that are constantly better or at the same level as you. It brings your game to a new height and challenges you. So for anybody thinking, what is the big problem with this that the community has right now, that everybody has been starting to talk about it, where it's been in previous Call of Duties now for a couple of years? Well, the problem is the connection. The biggest thing here in Advanced Warfare is that the connection is quite dodgy and spotty at times, especially going in with skill-based matchmaking. A lot of Call of Duties have actually done skill-based matchmaking, but it hasn't been more so controversial and a topic of much scrutiny because the connection has been a little bit more bearable. Now, personally, I haven't seen much lag on my end, but I've seen multiple counts of people saying that they can't stand the lag, all that kind of stuff, and I've seen gameplay where the lag is quite apparent. Now, I'm no coding expert or anything like that in game development, but I can tell you that the problem right off the bat with Advanced Warfare was that skill-based matchmaking was heavily favored in the way the coding worked in the game. Connection was only secondary and still pushed back pretty far and a lot further than it should have been. What am I saying with this? Well, there are two main factors with matchmaking: skill-based matchmaking and connection-based matchmaking. In this scenario for Advanced Warfare, at least right now, the connection-based matchmaking is pushed way too far behind the skill-based matchmaking. I know the game is meant to be competitive. That was one of the giant stresses of Advanced Warfare on Sledgehammer's end, but there also has to be some give with connection-based. Now, granted, personally, I would love to have the primary factor in matchmaking be on connection, but I know that's not the case, and I know it won't happen going into future CODs, because competition is stressed a lot more in Call of Duty than it was a couple of years ago. Now, hopefully you have a little bit better of an understanding on skill-based matchmaking versus connection-based matchmaking. So, where are the pros and cons of this? Well, skill-based matchmaking, like I said, it can help improve your game as a Call of Duty player overall. Playing against people better and actually the same skill as you all the time definitely helps bring out the best of the player in you, or the worst if you can't adapt. It also actually improves the gameplay in multiple aspects, from both playing the objective to the speed of the game, all kinds of little factors that just trickle down from the actual ability to be able to be challenged in-game. Now, the biggest con of skill-based matchmaking is connection. Like we've just said, with the connection-based matchmaking, if you are actually getting up against players that are the same skill as you, you could have a giant wall in your way, that wall being connection. A lot of times, these players you're playing against are couple time zones away from you. It's not often that they're in your back door or your next door neighbor that you're playing against. And a lot of the times in Advanced Warfare, you can actually tell that. I know for a fact, the rare occasion that I do lag and get embarrassed in a game, it's not because I got outplayed or the player was better than me. It's because their connection actually was just a little bit better. That's something that is going to be there in every single Call of Duty. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, you're never going to have a LAN experience when playing multiplayer online. It's just not going to happen. There's so much to go into the actual connections with ISPs, pings, all that kind of stuff, that you're never going to have that perfect connection. It's always going to be there, but there are things that can actually make the game a little bit more bearable and making the connection better. That's a segue into our connection-based matchmaking. Now, what is the actual giant pro of this? Well, that again is the connection. You're going to have a much better experience if you're playing against somebody that is at max 5 hours away from you driving distance. The ISPs are most likely going to be a lot better in terms of compatibility, and same with the pings. You're going to have a lower ping and a better response time in game, a lot more fluidity in a actual gameplay, and the game itself is going to have a decrease in lag. Now, what are the cons of that? Well, it can lead to some slow-paced games and you playing against some people that aren't even really in your skill level. Instead of playing against people that are at the same level as you and competing, you might be stomping on people, or you yourself may be getting stomped on. So really, it's a give and take, a scenario that is really up to your preference, whichever you prefer. A lot of people are just up in the air on it. A lot of people just aren't informed enough on it. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section down below about skill-based matchmaking versus connection-based matchmaking. That's where we're going to end it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like rating down below. Any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace if you're OG like that, always greatly appreciated. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for the best of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare content and any news and information. You guys know exactly where to find it right here on my channel. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. Mine has been Nikolai Espresso or Espresso TK. As always, if you're having a great day, I shall see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace.
Surprise, motherfucker.